Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Again, this is Charles Hayward here in the great state of Maryland. I want to thank everyone again and welcome everyone again to this morning's edition of the Masters of Mind Call. Every Monday morning, we are right here. Just a few minutes, 10 minutes or so of some information, inspiration, and motivation, helping us move our life in the direction that we see, in the direction of the dreams and vision that we have for our life. This morning, everyone, today's call was inspired by a conversation with a really good friend of mine, and watching the Super Bowl yesterday. Of course, everyone planted in front of the TV. So I titled this call, ladies and gentlemen, the halftime show. Okay, so we're going to talk about the halftime show today on the Masters of Mind Call. And what happens during the halftime show? Everyone knows what happens during halftime. You know, you have the band that comes out, that they play really good music, and they put on this phenomenal show. They bring out all of the celebrities, and they have the fireworks, and the cheerleaders are flipping and tossing about. And everyone is just really having a good time, listening to music, enjoying the music, and they are keeping the crowd pumped up in anticipation for the rest of the game. They want to make sure that no one leaves, despite what the score is. They want everyone entertained. They want everyone to stay excited about what's going to happen in the second half. Now, something that really hit me yesterday is that all of these things, all this entertainment, all these things that are happening in the halftime show, ladies and gentlemen, those things are for the spectators. Those things are not for the players, okay? Those things are for the spectators. Those things are for the people sitting in the stands. And it really hit me that, you know, that there are hundreds of thousands of people who plugged in yesterday to the Super Bowl game, all right? Hundreds of thousands of people. But on the field, at any given time, there are only 24 players actually 22 players actually playing on the field. So there's a very small number of people actually on the field playing, but there are hundreds of thousands of people plugged into the game. And it's really the same way with life, you guys. I mean, the vast majority of people would rather sit on the sidelines and watch the game, cheer someone else on towards their championship, than actually getting into the game and going after their championship. No, people would rather cheer someone else on to make $1 million as opposed to getting into the game of life and making their own millions of dollars. Every single day when we're out and about, you can see people wearing jerseys with someone else's name on the back. Why? Because the person whose jersey that is has attained a level of success, a level of greatness, a level of excellence in their profession. And it's amazing that people would rather piggyback off of the fame and greatness that someone else has created for themselves as opposed to getting into the game of life and fighting for their own greatness, creating their own greatness. Those are the spectators in life. But here on the Masters of Mind Call, see, this is why I love the people who dial into this call every week, because here we have players. See, these aren't the spectators of life here on the Masters of Mind Call. These are the people on the field of life. We are playing the game, and we are playing to win. We are playing for our own championships, and we will not be denied. And right now, I want you to think about this as your halftime show. While everyone else is being entertained, while everyone else is listening to the music and doing their dances and eating popcorn and watching the fireworks, this is our halftime show. And what do players do at halftime? Well, they're back in the locker room and they're game planning. They're preparing themselves for the championship. They're preparing themselves for the game. And that's exactly where I want you to be right now. I want you in the locker room. I want you preparing. I want you planning to win your championship in the game of life. The first half is over, and now we're in the locker room. And what do you need to be doing in the locker room? What do they do at the Super Bowl during halftime? What do those teams do in the locker room? They make adjustments. They make adjustments. They tweak their game plan. You know, they figure out what it is they need to do differently in the second half than what they did in the first half. And it doesn't matter what the scoreboard says, because maybe the first half went really well for you. Maybe the first half went very well, and you're up. The scoreboard says that you're up by 14. You're up by 2 touchdowns. All right, you're up by 2 touchdowns. You know, your quarterback is doing excellent. You know, you're converting on 3rd and long, and everything is going right for you, and things look good. But it's halftime, and the game is not over. There's still a second half, and far too many times we've seen where the team that was winning at halftime did not win the game. So at halftime, even if the team is up, they're in the locker room and they're game planning. You know, maybe the first half didn't go so well. All right, you know, maybe you're the Denver Broncos and you're being shut out. Okay, at halftime, and it hurt my heart. I really thought the Broncos were going to pull it out yesterday. I had so much hope. But maybe you're at halftime right now, you guys, and you're shut out right now. You have a big fat goose egg on the scoreboard. Okay, maybe you were not able to convert when you thought you should have. It was 4th and goal, and you couldn't get into the end zone. Not only did you not make the touchdown, but your field goal kicker, kicked the ball off to the right. You couldn't even get the field goal on the 3-yard line. All right, you had some interceptions. Okay, you fumbled the ball and gave the ball away. All right, you had too many penalty yards against you. And the first half of the game just did not look well. And right now at halftime, you're being shut out. This is halftime. We still have another half to go. The game is not over. What adjustments are you making? How are you going to regroup? How are you going to reassess and tweak your plan so that you can get back on the field and defeat the enemy and win your championship? All right. What kind of some of the plays that maybe you ran in the first half? Maybe they weren't working. Maybe you need to try some new plan. Maybe you need some new plays. All right. Maybe you try to do too much passing off to someone else. Maybe you need to hold on to the ball and carry the ball yourself. Okay. Maybe there's some members of the team, who were supposed to step up and do some things, and maybe you need to bring some players off of the bench. You can't do major things with minor players, as the saying goes. Okay, you can't get to the right place with the wrong people. So maybe some of the players on your team, maybe they need to be benched. Maybe they need to be cut altogether. Okay, but something has to change. Something has to change, regardless of whether you're up or regardless of whether you're down. This is the halftime show, and we're in the locker room, and we are reassessing, we're regrouping, we are reanalyzing, if that's a word, all right, what it is that we're going to do in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Okay? And that is important for you to understand. That the game is not over until the game is over. You still have another chance to get out on the field of life, defeat the enemy, and win the championship. I don't care what the scoreboard says. And that's what I want to really encourage and suggest that you do right now. Sit down with your coaches. Sit down with the people on your team. Revamp. Adjust. Okay. Now we're not going to go off of our game plan. We know what it is that we want to achieve, but we need to tweak some things. We're not going to go necessarily outside of what we understand how to do. What we need to do is figure out how to do what we do better. And how are you going to do that? Are you going to take some players out of the game and put some new players in? Are you going to draft some new players? Are you going to cut some people? Are you going to maybe implement a new play? Are you going to hold on to the ball a little bit longer? What are you going to do? How are you going to defeat the enemy? It's halftime. It's halftime. There's another half to go, and we're going to win. Listen, I want to thank you guys again for joining me this morning here on the Masters of Mind call. Same time, same line next week, 9:30 a.m. Monday morning, right here on this line. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Thank you again, everyone. I really love meeting with you guys here on this line and being able to serve on this platform. And as usual, remember that it's not what happens to you in life that determines your destination, but how you respond to what happens to you in life. I want to wish you all a great day, an absolutely phenomenal week. God bless you all, and let's take charge.